progress. We're getting there. And also, it's all coming together. We're continuing to build our end-to-end ecosystem to enable card manufacturers and banks to have a frictionless and fast route to deployment of biometric payment cards. As you know, we're engaging with about 40 of the world's top 50 card manufacturers. And in this period, we have managed to onboard 5 new card manufacturing customers who have selected Zwipe 1 for their route to launching biometric payment cards. We've also extended the exclusive partnership that we have to cover the Latin American area with TGS, Thomas Gregg & Sons, which is also great news. In terms of our ecosystem, we have also continued to forge strong relationships with various technology providers and partners who help card manufacturers to have an easy route to production of biometric payment cards. And on top of that, we have also started engaging with banks, explaining the opportunities that present themselves. And that has met with great interest, which is very, very exciting. And it's all coming together. And what I mean by that is that on the supply side, you have radical cost reduction coming out of technology advances and scalable production readiness that reduces the cost of biometric payment cards to a level where mass volume deployment is actually possible. And we are holding the key to that development with our Zwipe 1 development. And on the demand side, there has been great interest for biometric payment cards for a long time, driven by convenience, security, the innovation factor, all those kind of things. And on top of that, now comes COVID-19, which, despite all the terrible consequences, is also changing the landscape of payments and payment habits of consumers. So because of the focus on social distancing and keeping, away from public spaces, people are hesitant to touch the payment terminals. So this, of course, increases the focus and the interest, the demand for biometrics radically. So I think that for biometric payment cards, COVID-19 is in fact a game changer.
It's very interesting. In the last 2.5 months, we have reached out to close to 200 players in the market. 185 are issuers, out of which 180 are banks, and 5 are big retailers who are also issuing cards. And the remaining 15 to 17 are partners who are helping banks to move into the new generation of payment solutions in general, be it mobile, chip cards. We deliver, of course, a contactless platform, with biometric payment cards. What the banks are telling us is there are 3 key value propositions they see. Towards consumers, they can create loyalty, especially in the unfortunate pandemic times, where people are very concerned about health, well-being, in-store hygiene, and that's where the value is tremendous. But there is also a value for banks to tell to the consumer that, hey, we care about you. This is a bad time. We all will hopefully get through it. And here we found an innovation, hopefully also powered by Zwipe, but also other players in the market, which will help you go through this. Now, what Zwipe is doing is not just throwing a bunch of technology to the issuers and saying good luck. We have actually concretized a set of services to help them through the entire journey of volume rollout, starting with pilots. How do you communicate? How do you campaign? How do you create interest in these technologies? Because consumers must trust the technology. Then a lot of banks are also looking at this product as a revenue-bearing product. They say, hey, there is a big demand. It solves a real problem. Can it be priced? So that is also a category of banks, especially in the neobank segment. Then there are other banks who see this as a big, cool differentiator. That they can bring something at par to mobile, which have still struggled in the in-store segment. And the contactless has gone extremely well. So why not reuse all the infrastructures we have? Some of the banks then have asked us from the efficiency point of view, so can I reuse what I have? And the answer is yes. You can reuse everything you have on the back end, on the acquiring side, and on the merchant infrastructure. So all in all, it's about business case, it's about efficiency, it's about creating loyalty that the banks are most keen on.
Zwipe is, first of all, taking a lead with the Zwipe One platform that has many advantages and will be the first of its kind. I see we will be taking a significant market share from the start, and we are practically the go-to company for smart card manufacturers if you want to get engaged with biometric cards. If you look at biometric payment cards today, including those piloted with Zwipe technology, they are using an active inlay, meaning there's a lot of components on there. And while that's good enough for pilots, it doesn't scale to volume. Now the industry is moving towards a higher level of system integration. And the highest level, of course, being a single silicon biometric secure element. Imagine this one component combines the functions of a classical dual interface secure element with a powerful MCU that does all the heavy lifting, meaning fingerprint image processing, feature extraction. It even includes energy harvesting and powers up the sensor. Of course, Zwipe has a strong IP portfolio, and while Zwipe One is our core focus and project, we remain with an agnostic position on both sensor and secure element. So we will expand on this one in our product roadmap going forward.
You know, this has been a very challenging, half year. It's an unprecedented situation for the world. But despite that, Zwipe has managed to overcome those challenges and really make a lot of progress in every way. We've continued to build our ecosystem, both in terms of customers, in terms of partners, on the technology side. We've even reached out to banks. And I think this progress is really a very strong testament to our team, our culture, our belief in our mission of making convenience more safe and more secure.